Hi guys, it's Rita again. How are you? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, So today I decided to do this video relaxed and chilling and quiet because it's a little emotional for me, and it might be for somebody else out there. So I did my own research. I asked a few friends about this, and with my own experience, I wanted to talk about how to deal with heartbreaks. When you're heartbroken, what do you do? So these are the few things that I'm going to be talking about. And before I, talking about those things, I have something that I want to read for you. And I want you to relate, because myself, I relate with all these words in these statements, and I wanted to share it with you guys, and probably it has something for you. So the first one is, sometimes I think I won't find better than you, and that's what scares me the most. Do you guys relate to that? At that moment when you're in a relationship, it's the best, it's the end of it, like you want to spend the rest of your life with this person. Anyway, the second one will be, love has failed me in every aspect and every way. It hurts so much. I have wounds that won't close, and as bad as love hurts me, it's still all that I crave. What's wrong with me? I feel like a punching bag, being everyone's strength, taking everyone's pain, everyone's burdens, feeling nothing but a punching bag, yet I stay. I can't tolerate it, but I don't want to. I hate the fact that I'm scared of love, but at the same time, it's all that I want. Why? Why did love pick me? This is so emotional. And I feel every human being that has ever been in love knows what I'm talking about. Well, to me, when it comes to this second reading that says love has failed me, it happens when we break up with people. We feel like we've failed ourselves, we failed our friends, we failed our families, and love itself. Because when we think about when you first get into a relationship, you give it your all, you give it time, you put in money, you put in a lot of things, your heart, your heart is in there, and then at the end of it, you get nothing. What am I talking about? When we break up with people, this is what happens. We start blaming ourselves. We start thinking that maybe they were not worthy my love. Maybe I didn't do the right thing. But this is what you're supposed to know when the relationship does not work out. So when it comes to a breakup, this is what I think. When you break up with someone, of course, you're not gonna break up today and you decide to, move on. You try to get back with this person, but if it's totally done, and you think it's over. These are the few things that I would do. I have seen people who really break down so bad. It's the hardest, and it's so not easy to deal with. So when you totally know that this might be really over, these are the things that I think you should do. You have to remember that you were you before them, and you can still be you. You have to put that in your mind. You have to set yourself free and know that you can still be that great person, that loving person. And you have to know that everything is gonna be okay. You have to know, and you have to put that in your mind, that everything is gonna be fine. You totally need to know that it is over. You totally have to know that it is over, and you have to accept that. And after doing that, you need to stop calling your girlfriend You need to stop calling your boyfriend. You need to stop doing all that. You need to stop texting them and calling them. But remember, this is after accepting that the relationship is over. I would delete their numbers. I would delete anything that would draw me close to them, like social media, everything. When you have these pictures, when you have these social media stuff, people are going to be commenting, and people are going to be like, you can't scroll on Facebook and you don't see pictures, your memories, everything. And I will not stop telling you, that is if you are very sure that you are done. Don't forget to always have it in your mind that you were living before this person. So that means you can still live even when they are gone. But these are the mistakes that you should never do. Never rush into another relationship. That is the biggest mistake that we do. We always rush. We always go for this person who's been, trying to get you over years. We try to get a rebound. Never try to draw yourself close to people who wanted to sleep with you even when you're in a relationship, because that's the last mistake that you want to do. You don't want to hurt these people. You don't want to hurt anybody in this period of time when you're heartbroken. You need to deal with yourself, because you need to heal completely. Remember, you're in a healing process. You have a lot of pain. You have a wound that needs to heal. This is the time you need friends. You need friends to not just talk about your relationship, but to make you feel at home. I'm not talking about sex. I'm not talking about cuddling. I'm not talking about things of that sort. At this moment, as I told you, you don't need anybody. You don't need anybody to sleep with, because you're gonna hurt their feelings. You might hurt their feelings at the end of the day, because I don't think that's the same that's a person that you want to have a relationship with. So this time you need friends who are not gonna be, taking you into bed, or telling you, let me get you someone that you can be sleeping with. No, you need friends to maybe hang out with, friends who are just gonna be positive. At this moment, we need all these friends. So apart from friends, there are people who are into friend zone or telling their stuff. What other things can you do when you're dealing with a heartbreak? Some people told me they just work. They keep working and working and working, because at the end of the day, whether you have friends or what, you're still gonna be by yourself in your bed crying out, But I think if it's not working, if it's not friends, then you can watch movies. You have to make yourself busy. Another thing that I want to talk about, it is very okay to cry. It is okay to feel down. It is okay to break down and cry. It is very normal. You were in love. You're heartbroken. It is very normal to feel all those things. But you have to pick your pieces. You need to pick yourself up. I have this other thing that I want to read for you guys. Sometimes God brings people in our lives to be either lessons or blessings, or maybe both. Let me tell you something. It's not all our exes become our enemies. So at that moment, you don't want to be blaming them or blaming yourself, because you're gonna maybe start inboxing them, abusing them, insulting them. That's not what you need. You don't have to make your ex your enemy. You don't have to make your ex your enemy. But how can you do that? You don't have to be thinking about the bad or the good things you did or what they did. You have to focus on yourself. You have to focus on what is gonna happen since I don't have this person in my life. Because when people start up a relationship, they start building things together. Remember, at this moment, you're back being alone. So you need to start building yourself. How you gonna go about certain things by yourself? You need to be figuring out how you have to live your life without this person. And as I told you, you lived before they came into your life, so you can still live without them. This is something that you have to put in your mind and walk through this heartbreak with. You always have to remember, you were by yourself. You didn't have her or him before the relationship. So that means you can still start a life by yourself without them. This is something that has to hold you up. This is something that has to build you to get to another state. We only have to think the best for ourselves at that moment, because you're dealing with your heart. You need to know how to protect your heart again. I mean, when your heart broken, you need to rebuild yourself. At that moment, you need to be selfish, because you need to collect your heart pieces back to, being a full heart. You need to work on yourself. You need to be, if it's selfishness, let it be. Because if you don't build yourself back together and then you decide to go in another relationship, guess what's gonna happen? Remember, some of your heart pieces are thrown away. Your heart is not firm. Your heart is not stable. So I'm telling you guys, before you try to walk in another relationship, think about dating someone else, first deal with yourself. Put your heart together. Build it on another foundation. Think about what made you break up with the last person that you had. Think about how your next relationship will be. Because when we have heartbreaks, we grow, we learn, and you have to put these lessons into action for your next relationship to be better. Well guys, this is the end of my video, and whatever that I gave out, it is my own experience and a few things that my friends told me. But yeah, before you get into any other relationship, you really need to deal with your heart. You need to build it on a secure foundation. You need to, your past is a lesson, so you learn from that and try to be very sure of your next relationship and build it on a foundation that is better. So that's what I think about, how to deal with a heartbreak. And I mean, it's time. It needs time. It's not something that is very easy to deal with. It's something that takes time and patience, and you need to forgive. Of course, you can't forget. That's the honest truth. But you need to forgive and move on. Build your own heart again, and live a new life. Meet new people, but take your time. Don't just rush into a new relationship. Anyway, with all that, guys, I love you so much. I love you so much. I hope you guys are keeping safe. See you next time. I love you so much, so much. Mwah.